Hey, what's up, everybody? Bitcoin is still holding, doing pretty nicely. The Dow is down like 1,100 points, so it's nice to see that Bitcoin is hanging out and not completely crumbling on itself. That's always good to see. And we survived Sunday, right? The most bearish day of the week, Sunday, we survived. So let's see what this week brings. As long as Bitcoin stays above the backtest level, right? We haven't really backtested. I mean, we came very, very, very close. So there's always a potential that we could come down and retest it. I don't really think so. I think if it was going to come down, it would probably come down to about this area, that line there, right? So you could kind of see this wick here, right? You kind of see a shoulder. This could be a head, and then you could come down and create another shoulder. It's possible, but let's take a look a little closer here. If we look at the daily, everything looks great. Obviously, we're looking at this as an expanded flat, and you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We got 5 waves down, right? And then if you zoom in right here, you can see this wave right here, when we zoom in, is actually a 5-wave move. So let's take this off and let's look a little closely here. Let's get rid of that. So we could see we had a real nice double bottom here, first of all, right? And not to mention all the bullish divergence on the higher time frames. I mean, just look at that's pretty strong bullish divergence there on the 12-hour and the daily. So that's good. So again, we back tested pretty much. We got 5 waves. We got an expanded flat. We got a 3-wave move. We got bullish divergence, and we have a 5-wave move off the low. So this is this is what TA is all about. Just trying to make the case for the bulls or the bears. In this case, it's for the bulls. Now, to make the case for the bears, you could say that, well, we already went up in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the best that the Bitcoin's going to do is come up here into the retrace and then come back down. And then maybe have a bear market, right, before ultimately going back higher. You could say that. Or you could look at it like this comes up and takes the high, and it becomes like a running flat or an expanded flat, right? But either way, we should expect a little bit of upside regardless. So, but yeah, the bullish case is definitely stronger, at least for the short term, because I'm looking at it getting back up into this level. And then from there, it's, it becomes very interesting. So let's see if we could break the high here and we can just get one more, another wave up, right? And maybe this could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the wave 4 is just getting too big for the wave 2. But you do have rules of alternation. So anyways, but if we zoom in a little bit here, you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You had some kind of diagonal. And then if you look closely, you can see we had this 3-wave move down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, A, B, C. That could be our wave 2 right there. And this could be a 1, 2, and this could be another 1, 2, or maybe we're gearing up for the 3rd wave. That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is 1, 2. All of that's 3. This is 4, and then this is 5. So that's our 5-wave move, right? 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5. And that's our diag. And then we still need an ABC correction, and then we go up. So those are 2 ideas right there. And then the other idea would be that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 3 waves down. This is 3 waves up. And it's some kind of flat. And then now we're going to get maybe 5 or 3 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really quick. and it could be some kind of expanded flat or something, right? So a wave 1, and then a wave 2, and then we go up. So those are 3 ideas. I don't know which ones are going to be. That's why we have to track the wave, right? We have to track it, and then we can, make an assessment based on what it does. So, but anyway you look at it, we're kind of building a basin here, which is really good. So if we had to flag out in here, right? So if this is a 5-wave move and we have to flag out and to go back up, hey, that's great. And that's probably my main idea. This is probably what's going to happen. We're probably going to just kind of flag out a little while and then get back up here. I don't know how big the flag's going to be. Hopefully it's not too big, right? But we want to see a flag nonetheless. If we start dropping like this, really fast and just looks really bearish, then, it's not going to really look good. But then you could still get a B and then a C, and then it could still go up. So, but as long as it's just not completely collapsing on itself, we want to see correct. We want to see it correct. We don't want to see it crash, So, but yeah, we could always go back to the low. You could see here, we had a 3-wave move, and it came all the way back down here. Same thing over here, right? You had this move up, it had to come all the way back down, right? It's always that first wave. Or it could be something like this, where you have a first wave and then you kind of sit tight and you don't have to completely come back all the way to the bottom. So, do we have to come all the way down here before we go up? We'll see. But the important thing is, as long as we get, we have a 5-wave move, as long as we get an ABC, and that's how I look at it. So that's what I'm thinking for Bitcoin, XRP. XRP, obviously, we're in this big 4th wave. We're flagging out very nicely. We have 3 waves down. We have 3 waves up. We have 3 waves back down. We have a completed 3-wave move, and we have a 5-wave move off the low. And the 4th wave is in the same degree as the 2nd wave. So 1, 2, 3, and then we have a ABC 4. So the flag is relatively the same size. That's what you want. So, yeah, we want to see this breakout pretty much. But that's the overall assumption, right, is for this to go higher and to get back up to here. But how do we get there? That's when we zoom in. So when we zoom in, it doesn't look all that bullish on the small time frames, especially just recently. We had a big dump here. But here we go. We have a diagonal, so we're bullish. We have a 5-wave move off the low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And then we had 3 waves down, like we talked about. And what I said in the previous video is either that is the 3-wave move and it's finished, but then I said it's probably not because it's a little bit too small. So what could happen here is that this can come up in a B wave. So 1, 2, 3 up. So you have 3 down, you get 3 up, and then maybe we're getting 5 down, or it could be 3. But basically you're getting a larger 3-wave pullback. So you have a wave 1, A, B, C, get a wave 2. So not only, we just looked at Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks like it needs to come down a little bit, potentially have an ABC. So confluence to that is with XRP. XRP also looks like it needs a little bit of a ABC correction. So we could see some downside this week, but I don't think it's too much. Remember, it's the small time frames. The larger time frames, we're looking for a big breakout, a big move to the upside. So keep your eye on this downward resistance line, and then keep your eye in this little zone over here. So where these 2 lines are. So that's kind of where I'm thinking for the retrace. And then once we get in the retrace, then it becomes very challenging, because we don't know if this is going to break out and go completely break out, or if this is just going to get a retrace, and then this is an A, and this is a B, and then this is a C, and then we have to break out. I don't think so, because then that would be too big for wave 2. So, but if the stock market can, because it's all about what's going on right now. China, tariffs, Trump, right? The stock market, that's the dollar, right? All that stuff is going on right now. Recession, inflation, Federal Reserve, interest rates, economy, jobs numbers, all that stuff. So mainly the tariffs, right? But I think that will be resolved. We already know, like, the rest of the world wants to make a deal. China's the only one that's being a little stubborn, little brat, but eventually they got to come to the table. So they need us way more than we need them. So anyways, but yeah, so there's a lot of unknowns, right? We could get up here and then China says, you know what, screw you, Trump, and we're not going to make a deal. And then or maybe we get up here and then we make a deal and we go, so but here's the point. We should get back up here no matter what, I believe. That's what I believe. That's what I think is going to happen. Obviously, it's not financial advice. I could be totally wrong. So just be aware of that. Obviously, we can see this looks like a 3-wave move up, and it looks like we're going to get a move down. So, but once we get down here, I think that's when we can start charging back up, and that's when we can break that line. So it's looking really good. I think we're in business here. So maybe a couple days to get back down here, and then let's go. So that's Bitcoin. Theta. See, Theta was looking good, but you were looking good here. Oh, okay. It still looks okay. You had this bullish divergence, basically a double bottom, and kind of like a liquidity grab. You had this, what appears to be kind of like a diag. That's a wave 1. And then you have this ABC here. This could be a wave 2. So but it's do or die, so for this wave. So we don't want to break the low, because we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we have a 5-wave move and we have a 3-wave pullback. So as long as this holds, we can start to go back up for maybe an ABC or maybe a 3rd wave. We'll see. But this looks a little impulsive, so it has me cautious, because this could very, very well easily come down and break the low, and then it invalidates that 5-wave move, and then we have to start over, and we have to get another 5-wave move and another 3-wave pullback to get going, right? So hopefully this one works out, and hopefully we could start building a range, a base. So let me just put that line there and put one here, put another one there. We'll zoom out. So if we can make a base in here and start coming back up, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. I think this is complete. Obviously you have a 5-wave move here, and it looks basically complete. So the only thing is, when we zoom in, I'm not sure if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're getting 5. If that's the case, then the low really has to be in by that point, because then that's the 5th of the 5th of the 5th, right? So you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and then 5. This whole wave is wave 5 right here. Okay, so if we look at that whole wave, do we have 5 waves in this wave? Well, it looks like it. It looks like we have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5. But do we have 5 waves in this 5-wave move? We don't. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we could have one more slightly lower low. And if we do, it'll be actually a good thing, because you have divergence, 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 right? Or do we have? Yeah, we do. We do have divergence here. Look at that. Boom, boom. It's not really strong, but it's there, you know. So there's two ideas. Either this is going to hold and we're going to come up, or this is going to break down and then we'll come up. Either way, I think we're going to come back up. So we'll see. XRP versus Bitcoin. Is that a running flat? It looks like it. It sure does look like it. You got 3 down, you got 3 up, and you got 3 back down. A or WXY. So this could be a wave 1. We're flagging out for a wave 2, and let's go for a wave 3. I mean, you know, it looks like it. But that's just one idea. The other idea would be that this would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we would have 3 down, 3 up, and then 5 back down. So that would be an ABC, and then go up. But regardless, I think we will go up. Bitcoin, XRP versus Bitcoin looks like a diag. And I'm not sure. It looks like we're kind of flagging out. We'll see how that plays. Shib, you know, you got this little double bottom. Looks like a diag. Looks like a flag here. I'm just not sure if this is part of a B, C, and then continue, or if that was the flag and then this is part of the third wave. So we still need a lot of, we need more time and more structure. But you can see how it's starting to round out if you just connect the dots. Boom, 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 boom. It's starting to flatten out in here. It looks like we're gonna start to round out and start to curve up just based on that. And then also you have 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So it looks pretty decent. And then I don't like near a lot because it looks like a 3-wave move up. So it would imagine you would get a 3-wave down and then come back up. But on the bigger time frames, it looks really good because you have an impulse and a 3-wave pullback, and you have basically almost 5 waves there. Maybe we retest the low, whatever, but I think we're really close for a significant move. I think we're just at those final stages of finishing that wave to the downside, and then we can work on going sideways, and then we can work, you know, getting so this wave moving down. I think it's basically finished. Then we got to move sideways a little bit. Then we get to the retrace, right? So we're trying to hash this bottom out. I mean, that's what it seems like to me. Again, I could be wrong, but that's what it seems like to me. So, you know, this is really very clear, right? You got this impulse. You have 3 waves down. You have 3 waves up. And then you also have 3 waves back down. You have a completed WXY. So if this is a 1 and we're working on a 2 here, then we should expect a big move up coming soon. And again, ADA also has a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't know if this is A, B, and we're going to get C, and then we go up. That's what I think. That's what I'm thinking here. So let's see if we can continue to, you know, it's going to be the same for basically everything else. Litecoin, XLM, HBAR, Filecoin, Matic, basically everything's the same. So anyways, that'll do it for this video. Do a little bit shorter video, give you guys a little break, you know. So I think that was about it. Yeah, like even look at algo real quick, you know, just kind of, we could flag out a little bit and create a base, then we can start working on the retrace. So let's see if this, if this came down, that would be a good thing, not a bad thing. You know, that would be a good thing. Just like XRP, get back down here, play around a little bit, and then go up. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So anyways, that'll do it for this video. I could be wrong, but we'll see. I will catch you guys on the next one. If you can, hit the like, subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.